Hello, good evening, everyone. Happy Monday. I hope your weekend was great, no? At hopefully nakapag ano rin po kayo, nakapag-relax, no? Over the weekend. By the way, I'm already here in Cordova, no? Over the weekend, I was actually in Toledo City because meron po akong face-to-face event doon po sa Balamban, Cebu, no? So, maraming salamat po sa nag-attend doon sa Elron Hotel. Um, we were actually over 50 people in there. So, punong-puno po yung function room natin. At nagpapasalamat po ako sa bawat isa po na nandun, no, nakapunta. And magkita-kita po tayo ulit sa darating po na July 31, no? So, tuwing last Saturday po 'yan. But this coming July also, pa-advance announce ko na lang, magkakaroon din po tayo ng meet and greet po dyan um, sa Minglanilla, Cebu, sa function room ng Magic Melt. Tapos magkakaroon din po tayo somewhere in the north, dito po sa Danau City, at dun sa far end north, baka sa Bugo City din. So, ito lang po muna ang pwede natin ikot-ikutin. And probably, tingnan natin yung Karkar City din. No? Kasi para may mga intersections kasi na hindi talaga ma-cover to. No? So, sisikapin natin. So, thank you po doon sa mga nag-attend at salamat na rin po doon na mga leaders na who make it possible doon po sa seminar na po na yon, no? Salamat po sa mga leaders doon sa Toledo, Balamban na na naging successful. At ito lang po, no, doon po sa mga taga Toledo at Balamban, sana ho yung mga nag-attend sa Elron Hotel mag-join sana tonight kasi napakaganda po ang topic natin tonight eh. So, kasi ang objective natin is ma-in place talaga ang tamang perspective, tamang mindset with regards to becoming an entrepreneur, no? Importante po 'yon, no? Importante po 'yon. So, hopefully na tonight they will be able to come here, no? So, tingnan nga natin ilan na kaya ang nandito sa loob, no? So, meron na po tayong 15 audience, no? And I think it's coming pa to. Sana i-mention niyo po sila dyan. Para at least kahit paano po ma-notify po sila na you are already here inside the room, no? Alam niyo naman, ganun talaga yung minsan nakakalimutan talaga nila yung mga schedules, no? But anyway, wala pa kasi doon sa sa kumbaga tinatawag natin na culture talaga, no? Kasi cultures really takes time to be developed. Okay? Sandali, mag-a-approve ako dito ng mga nag-join. Okay. So, yun po guys, no? Today is June 28. We are already in episode 21. So, akalain mo, no? Ang haba na pala ng journey natin. We started with the first episode. Right now, we are already in episode 21 and still medyo malayo pa yung katapusan talaga ng topic. Sa tingin ko matatapos talaga tayo nito. Episode 30 talaga eh. So, okay lang, hindi naman natin madaliin lahat eh. Kasi ang pinaka-objective natin is learnings talaga. Yun ang pinaka-objective natin. Okay. So, kumusta na po ba kayo? No? Sige, magpaparami muna tayo, no? Kasi kokonti lang. Mention niyo po guys, mention niyo po. Mention niyo po dyan habang magkukwento muna ako doon sa mga possible na mga schedules. Ayun, no? Ulitin ko po. July 31, babalik ulit ako sa Elron Hotel. So, kita-kita naman tayo ulit. Maghakot naman kayo po dyan. Then, this July, we will be starting our Minglanilla na face-to-face na meetups. Tapos, I'm going to finalize also this July yung magiging North meetups natin. Then, on the other hand, tingnan natin yung far end north sa Bugo City at saka dito rin sa Carcar City. So para one full circle talaga, buong Cebu province, no. Doon naman sa medyo malalayo, no, pasensya muna na hindi muna tayo makapag fly in or fly out or makapag-travel, dahil na rin po yun sa mga restrictions na rin, no? Dahil na rin po sa mga restrictions. But rest assured, pag okay na po siya lahat, kasi ayaw ko yung maswab-swab eh. So, pag okay na po lahat, rest assured that we will be flying in. I will be flying in. So, marami akong gustong puntahan. Una na diyan ang Palawan kasi maliban doon sa J-Store business natin, tinitingnan ko po 'yan na napakalaking opportunity for the real estate business, no? Napakalaki talaga ang Palawan, especially right now na ang Palawan is grabe, tremendously improving. Sobra-sobra talaga. Napakatindi yung improvement ng Palawan. Okay. So, sino na bang nandito ngayon? Ayan. So, mention niyo po sila guys para makarating po sila dito. Ayan. Nasaan nga ba yun sila? Ayan. Okay. Tinitingnan natin. Okay. Magpapatuloy po tayo sa topic na ito, no? Natapos na po natin tingnan kung ano yung entrepreneur, bakit ka naging isang entrepreneur. At ngayon tingnan natin kung ano o sino ang entrepreneur. Titingnan natin yung mga karakteristik ng isang entrepreneur. But bago sa lahat, kasi curious ako guys eh. Sorry curious ako eh. Gusto ko pong malaman kung meron po bang meron po bang nag-attend sa Elron Hotel na nandito ngayong gabi. Yun lang po yung gusto kong malaman eh. Pwede mong paki-comment. Meron bang nag-attend sa Elron Hotel na nandito rin ngayong gabi? Ayan, of course, leader si Mel eh. Yung nag-attend ba, yung mga invited. Meron ba, paki-acknowledge naman ho, meron bang nag-attend sa Elron Hotel at the same time, tonight, nandito rin po sila sa natin, sa mastermind class. Sino po ba? Sino po bang nag-attend ng Elron Hotel sa Balamban at tapos nandito rin po tonight? Is there anybody? Is there anybody that joined in all Elron Hotel and at the same time nandito ngayong gabi na to? Sorry. Yan. Yan, ako. Sino ba itong nag-ako ha? Hindi ko kasi makita yung name eh. Yan. Tingnan natin. Sino yung nag-ako? Sino kaya yung nag-ako ha? Hindi ko kasi makita dito eh. Facebook user sa akin eh. Sino ba? Sino po bang nag-attend sa akin sa Elron Hotel and at the same time nandito po tonight? Hello? Wala pong nag-attend sa Elron Hotel at saka nag-attend tonight. Ay, nako. Importanteng ma-follow up yun. Doon sa mga doon sa mga invited, doon sa mga first timer, doon sa mga guest natin sa Elron Hotel. May guest ba tayo sa Elron Hotel na nandito ngayon sa gabi na to? Do we have? Sayang, no? Ang dami pa naman noon, no? Ang daming nag-attend sa Elron and that's why I'm asking if there's anybody na nandito. Kasi sayang, they need to be followed through. No? They need to be followed through kasi importante po yung hindi po enough yung yung orientation lang. Hindi po enough yun. Ayan. Okay. So, Arangkada na tayo. Okay. Ngayon, pagpapatuloy po natin ang pag-uusapan natin kung sino ba ang entrepreneur. Alam mo, ang journey sa pagiging isang entrepreneur ay matinding journey po to. Kailangan po to ng lakas ng loob, kailangan po to ng tibay ng dibdib, and at the same time, ang pasensya mo dito, kailangan mo talagang habaan ng todo-todo. Maraming mga pagkakataon na susubukin talaga ang pasensya mo. Minsan, may mga ka-appointment ka na hindi ka sisiputin. Minsan, may mga ka-transaction ka na hindi matutuloy. May mga pagkakataon din na ang kliyente mo ay mapupunta sa ibang negosyante. Now, those are given facts and those are actually realities of life. Now, dito po sa pagiging entrepreneur, maraming beses ka po dito masasaktan. No? Kaya nga, I always advise na dito sa pagiging negosyante natin, though maraming beses ka masaktan, dapat alam mo rin paano mag-move on. Di ba? Dapat alam mo rin paano mag-move on. Kasi kung hindi po kayo makapag-move on, papasok po sa isipan mo na yan na every time na may kakausapin ka na kliyente, papasok sa isipan mo na baka ikaw ay ma-reject at baka ikaw ay masaktan na naman. So, you have to learn how to let it go. Kaya nga yung kanta ni Anay, let it go, let it go. Di ba? But the point of the matter is that you cannot leave what happens in the past. You cannot live on things that happens in the past. If you keep thinking of what happens in the past, the memories of the past will keep haunting you every single day. And that's the reason why a lot of entrepreneur never dares to move forward. It's because parati nilang iniisip na pagkakausapin ko ang tao na to, baka ma-reject na naman ako ulit. Kung pipresentahan ko to sa negosyo ko, baka magno-no na naman siya. So, eventually, ang nadidevelop sa iyo ay takot. Natatakot ka na masaktan ka ulit, natatakot ka na ma-reject ka ulit. Tapos ang dami nang papasok sa isipan mo, hindi ba ako magaling mag-present? Hindi ba ako magaling magsalita? And for all you know, ang problem is actually not you. It's actually on the client na side. But this is what I am always telling everyone. That in our journey sa pagiging isang entrepreneur, the reason why we have mastermind class like this, it is because there are only two things that I would like to emphasize. And that is to strengthen our hearts and to sharpen our mind. If we cannot strengthen our hearts, no matter how sharp the mind is, one day, just one day, pag na-reject ka, masasaktan ka rin talaga. So, dapat dalawa, no? Sharpening the mind, strengthening the heart. If we are not going to develop the culture of attending mastermind classes, I'm sorry to say, but the journey to the successful entrepreneur you become is far from reality. Kasi mag-uumpisa talaga yan dito eh. Mag-uumpisa talaga yan dito. Somewhere, somehow, it has to develop doon po sa kultura po natin, doon po sa habit po natin, doon po sa attitude po natin, the habit of continuous learning. Dapat hindi po mawawala yan. Patuloy yun. Learn ng learn. Learn ng learn. Makinig ng makinig. The next thing you know, it will saturate your mind. Pag ito po'y pinapakinggan mo, this will saturate your mind. And when it saturates your mind, believe me, it will influence the way you talk. It would even influence the way you act, the way you walk, and the way you deal with people. So there would be a big difference. So meron talagang kaibahan yan. So, the next time rejection comes along, hindi. Ngingitian mo na lang yan. Pag may mga taong magno-no sa'yo, okay. Next. Ganun na yung mga attitude natin. Hindi na tayo masasaktan. Di ba? Hindi naman sa manhid tayo, but we have learned to respond the right way. Kasi yun ang importante. Learning how to respond. Remember, things that surrounds you is not in your control. But the way you respond to the things that surrounds you is in your control. Now ngayon, bakit ba uubusin mo yung oras mo sa things na hindi mo control? Di ba? Bakit ba uubusin mo yung oras mo sa mga things na hindi mo control? Sa halip na pagtuunan mo ng pansin ang mga bagay-bagay na you are in control. So ano po 'yun? Ang mga bagay-bagay na you are in control? Precisely. Tayo. Tayo ang in control. Emotions, thoughts, di ba? Ang tao kasi are so much occupied with the responses of other people. That is external. And anything that is external, remember this, remember this. Anything that is external, you are not in control. Okay? Para maliwanag po, anything that is external, you are not in control. Client na hindi ka sisiputin, bakit? Control mo ba yan? Hindi. Client na kukuha sa iba sa halip sa iyo, control mo ba yan? Hindi. Client na parating nagno-no, no matter kung ano yung ipipresent mo, bakit? Control mo ba yan? Hindi. But your response to all of this is the thing that you are in control. So yun ang i-master natin. Sorry ha. So doon sa things na we are in control, yun, dapat magaling tayo doon. Sorry. Okay? So let's do a little bit of a review over the past episode. Sinabi natin na itong usapin na to, itong tinatawag natin na topic natin na who is an entrepreneur, kasi gusto nating busisihin talaga kung sino ba tong si entrepreneur. Kasi parati nating naririnig to na I want to be an entrepreneur, I am an entrepreneur. But sino nga ba talaga si entrepreneur? So ngayon, busisihin natin para at least makita natin kung sino talaga si entrepreneur. So in line with this, ito po yung acronym na na-come up natin, ang ENTRE, ENTRE. E-N-T-R-E ng word entrepreneur. At ito po yun, ang 5 characteristic of an entrepreneur. Ito po, engrossed with why. Now, napag-usapan na natin kung gaano ka-importante ang why sa buhay. Napag-usapan na natin yan. Alam mo bakit? It is because it is the fuel. Eventually, it becomes the passion. Then, napag-usapan na natin ang never to give up. One distinct characteristic of a true entrepreneur ay hindi po yan bumibitiw. Hindi po yan nag-give up. Yes, totoo, maraming mga pagsubok yan. Pero, they will always have the resiliency to go and above and even beyond doon sa mga challenges na meron. Hindi ibig sabihin absent yan, but they have learned to overcome it. They have learned to face it head on. Yung harapan talaga. Ngayon, pag-uusapan natin ang, sa tatlo, it's things of solution. Then number 4 is responsible and independent. Then number 5 is eager to learn, relearn, and unlearn. So, itong ang pasiuna nating mga diskusyon ay naka-embodied po sa 5 kategorya na to. Nakatapos na po tayo ng 2, Yung pinag-usapan natin yung why, tapos sumunod po yung never give up. Okay, so nakadalawa na po tayo. So ngayon, pag-usapan natin yung pangatlo, things of solution. Okay? So, ito pala yung mga distinct characteristic ng isang entrepreneur. Alam mo, ang entrepreneur, hindi po ibig sabihin na wala pong problemang ma-encounter sa buhay yan. Meron po yan. In fact, napakaraming problemang haharapin yan, napakaraming problemang lulutasin yan. In fact, sa pagninegosyo po natin, sa journey natin sa pagiging entrepreneur, whether you like it or not, ang mga problema na haharapin natin dito ay one after the other talaga. At minsan, ay nagtatambak pa ang mga problema. But it's not actually wrong. It's not even a sign of weakness na meron tayong mga maraming problema ang sinusolve. But in fact, it is an indication that the organization is growing. Kasi kung ang isang organization po, wala pong problema na lilitaw, isa lang po ang ibig sabihin yan. Ibig sabihin, patay yan. Yes, that's true. Now, eto ha, usapang totoo to. Di ba? Habang ikaw at ako ay buhay pa sa mundo na to, totoo ba na ang mga problema na kinakaharap natin at haharapin natin ay hindi mawawala? Tama po ba? As long as ikaw at ako ay buhay pa, patuloy at patuloy tayong magkakaroon ng problema sa mundo na to. Tama po ba? Yes. No, kailan ka ba magkakaroon ng problem-free life? Aber, kailan ka magkakaroon ng problem-free life? Yung buhay po na wala ng problema. Kailan kaya mangyayari yan? When we are dead. Kung ikaw at ako ay patay na. And that's the only time na wala na po tayong ma-encounter na problema. Now, look at this. If you are experiencing problems in your network, in your organization, dapat you should be happy. Why? Because it only means one thing, that your network, that your organization is alive. Diba? Meaning, it's alive, it's interacting, may mga differences ang bawat tao, then definitely magkakaroon talaga ng problema. And everyone is doing something. Every idea contradicts with one another. So, ibig sabihin, meron talagang oppositions. Di ba? And precisely, in every team, no? Di ba may mga teams tayo? May mga teams. It is totally impossible na meron kang team na buhay, na alive na team, na hindi nag-i-interact. So kung hindi siya nag-i-interact, syempre walang point of discussion, walang point of argument, walang point of differences, walang mga bagay-bagay na posible may mga healthy conversation, may mga healthy arguments. So kung ang organization mo ay wala, kung sasabihin mo sa akin, ay Sir Job, etong grupo ko, itong team ko, itong network ko, wala akong problema. Grabe, perfect kung ginawa to. Walang problema ito, Sir Job. I-testing mo nga, Sir Job, walang problema ng grupo ko na yan. Perfect yung grupo na yan. Pag sasabihin mo sa akin na perfect yung grupo mo, na wala kang problema, isa lang din ang isasagot ko sa iyo. Yung grupo mo ay patay yan. Patay ang grupo mo. Kasi walang interaction. So kung walang interaction sa grupo mo, syempre, walang growth. Kasi, guys, hindi po masama ang magkakaroon ng interaction. Hindi po masama ang magkakaroon ng mga discussions. Hindi po masama na minsan magkasalungat po yung mga opinions natin. Minsan may mga pagkakataon talaga na diferensya talaga yung mga views natin. But hindi ibig sabihin na hindi tayo pwedeng maging isang team pa rin. Pwede pa rin tayong maging isang team. You know what makes the team more beautiful and exciting? When we begin to blend in spite of our differences. Yun po yung point eh. Di ba? That's the only time that our team will become more and more beautiful. Well, in spite of the differences na meron tayo, yung kaibahan sa personalidad, sa karakter, at sa mga opinion, in spite of that, we manage to work together collaboratively as a team. So that's what makes it beautiful. Last weekend, over the weekend, I was in Toledo. In fact, I went ahead earlier actually. And I intentionally, right after doon sa hotel, I intentionally spent some time with a few leaders there na nandun. Sorry. Para at least we will be able to perfectly understand na the differences among each other, di ba? Kasi meron talaga yan eh. I mean, it's never a question whether we will have differences or not. Yes, we will have. But the only thing that matters at the end of the day is how are we going to work within our differences. Yun po yun eh. No? So, don't worry if your team is, ay Sir Job, itong team ko, nako, sakit sa ulo, daming ano eh. Don't worry about that. That's normal. Oh, sorry. So in short, don't worry about that because that's just normal. So, eto, number 3, ito na po yung pag-uusapan natin. Things of solution. Kung ikaw ay isang entrepreneur, dalawang bagay lang ang pwedeng posisyon mo when it comes to problem. Number 1, it's either you are part of the problem or you are part of the solution. Dalawa lang eh. Wala pong nasa gitna. Dalawa yan. It's either you're part of the problem or you're part of the solution. But as an entrepreneur, ito dapat ang ma-remember nyo. That as an entrepreneur, we are always part of the solution. So walang negosyante po na hindi siya solution-driven. Dapat solution-driven siya. Bigyan ko kayo ng example. Because ang mga downlines natin ay iba-ibang mga character yan at personality, along the way, magka-clash talaga ang mga personalidad dyan. Now, being the leader in the network, ikaw being the leader in the network, you know already, na-identify mo na ang differences sa mga character and attitude nila. Di ba? Kasi nakikita mo na yan. Now, because you have seen that problem, dalawang bagay lang ang pwede mong gawin. You could either be part of the problem or you could either be part of the solution. Pag-usapan natin yung part of the problem. When you respond, okay? When you respond to their differences negatively, then you are part of the problem. Bakit? Sa simpleng, mainit ang ulo mo rin. Nakita mo nang nag-away, mag-i-explode ka pa. Dumagdag ka pa. If you wanna be solution-driven, go into the middle, isolate both parties. Kasi nagka-clash na yan eh. Go in the middle and isolate both parties. Deal each and every one of them differently, individually. You cannot address their differences by allowing them to talk to each other in front of you. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Mas lalo yung magbabangayan. So, go into the middle, isolate them, talk to them individually. Talk to them individually. Why? Because you are going to handle differently the person na medyo makitid ang utak, ang person na medyo open-minded. So you will have different approaches to both. Then when you begin to talk to both of them, you can come up with a certain action plan that will allow them to meet in the common ground. Kasi yun ang pinaka-objective eh. Allowing them to meet into a common ground. Marami na po akong na-encounter dito sa organization natin na gano'n. May May maldita, may sobrang maldita, may mainit ang ulo, sobrang mainit ang ulo. Merong mga ganon. Merong mga ganon. May mga matampuhin, may sobrang matampuhin, may mga ganon. But I cannot have one recipe for all of them. But I have to talk to them individually na lang. No, individually. In order to address situations. So, remember, your goal bilang isang entrepreneur is to make your organization be able to work harmoniously. Kasi kung hindi po sila makakagalaw ang magtatrabaho na harmonious, problema yan sa negosyo mo. Kasi ang balik po dyan sa negosyo. Instead na gagawin nila ang mga dapat nilang gawin individually, ay wala na. Ang mangyayari, away na. Ay, hindi ako pupunta diyan, Sir Joe. Kasi nandyan yung nandyan yung nagagalit ako sa kanya. Mga ganun na yung mga statement. Pag may mga meeting, mag-o-observe na yan. Ay, hindi ako mag-a-attend. Gagawa ng mga alibay yan. Hindi siya mag-a-attend kasi makikita niya yung kinakagalit niya. Ganun na mangyayari. So what will happen to the organization? Wala. Eventually, it will collapse. Eventually, the organization will collapse. And that's exactly what I'm telling about. So you have to be solution-driven. Okay, let's take a look at it. Now, in short, entrepreneurs are problem solver. Grabe, no? Problem solver. Kasi totoo naman talaga din, ang daming problema ma-encounter natin sa negosyo. At bawat isa dyan ay isosolve mo. Isosolve mo. You're left with no choice. You are really going to solve it. Now, when it comes to solving the problem, you've got to be objective. Okay, ha? Pag nag-solve po tayo ng problem, dapat po objective po tayo dyan. Yes, totoo yan. May emotions tayo involved. Yes, nasasaktan tayo minsan. And the pain is, totoo po ang pain na yan. That pain is so real. But the question still remains, what will be the outcome? Now, what will be the outcome if you will burst into anger at the same time? Okay. Now, so, Jov, if that would be the case, then ano yung magiging response natin if there are problems, no? Sabi mo, tayo ay isang problem solver, then what would be our response if there are problems that may arise? Ano yung gagawin ko? Ano yung gagawin natin para ma-address yung problema? Now, I'm gonna present you the steps in problem solving. Okay? Now, hindi po magbigay lang ako ng disclaimer. Hindi po ibig sabihin na itong ipapakita ko na steps in problem solving ay ito na talaga yung all-in-all na formula na para ma-solve natin yung mga problema. Now, this is just actually a, recommendation. This is just a recommendation, in short, in how we are supposed to respond. Kasi, every problem has its own uniqueness po yun. Diba? Every problem has its own uniqueness. Dahil may kanya-kanyang uniqueness siya, syempre, meron talagang kanya-kanyang mga approaches talaga yon. So ngayon, what I am telling you, what I am going to share to you tonight is actually not the all-in-all, but a certain principle that might probably help each and every one of us in solving problems. Okay, ha? So, linawin ko lang, baka we will expect na ito na talaga yung pinaka solusyon. Okay, here it is. Ito po yung tinatawag ko na the problem-solving loop. Okay. Ito po yung the problem-solving loop. Hold on na. Yan, para makita nyo naman ako. Na, itong problem-solving loop, this is just a recommendation as to how are you going to approach if there are problems that will surface in your team. Okay? Kasi we are composed of teams eh. And every teams are actually composed of people with different characters and personality. So therefore, meron talagang problema. No? Meron talagang problema that will arise. Okay, so ngayon, tingnan natin. Now, here is the loop. The loop begins with identifying the problem. That's number one, and nakikita niyo po dyan. Number one, identifying the problem. Marami po sa atin, kung meron pong problema na mag-surface sa negosyo natin, or sa team natin, or sa grupo natin, kadalasan po ang pinakauna nating reaction ay mag-burst into anger. Magagalit agad. Magagalit agad, i-insist agad-agad yung mga opinion at mga ideas ng bawat isa sa atin. Okay. Now, by the way, wala pong exempted nito. Tayong lahat po nito. Now, remember yourself. Ganito na lang. Remember yourself. Doon sa mga panahon na may mga problema sa negosyo, sa network, sa team, or mga differences na meron, remember those times na ang una mong ginawa ay nag-react ka. At nung time na nag-react ka, ang ini-insist mo na opinion, ang ini-insist mo na idea, ay yung sarili mong opinion at yung sarili mong idea. Not knowing na yung opinion or idea mo could be right or it could be wrong. Diba? Kasi dalawa lang po yan eh. It could be right or it could be wrong. Or probably, nag-react ka immediately, but unfortunately, hindi naman talaga yun ang problema. Okay? Are we still here? Nandito pa po ba tayo? Nakikinig po ba tayo? Kasi importante po to guys eh. Hello? Are you still there? Okay. So, ngayon, ang responses natin dun sa problema, galit agad. Hindi, ito kasi, ito dapat lagi. Ito sana. And we go into pinpointing. Tama? Pinpoint na po tayo. Pinpoint. And that's exactly what happens because we don't want to take a look at the entire process. Kung ano ba talaga yung problema? Bakit ako nagagalit agad? So, ang first step is you identify the problem. Okay. We wanted to be objective, no? Dapat po ma-develop po natin yung objectivity natin. O sige, may problema. Ngayon, tingnan natin. Saan ba nag-umpisa ang problema? Sino ba ang mga involved sa problema? Diba? Para ma-identify mo. Sino ba ang mga involved sa problema? Na ngayon, nakita mo na ang mga tao na involved sa problema. Ano ba ang situation sa problema? Para makuha mo po ang bigger perspective. Ano ba ang punot dulo ng problema na to? Ano ba ang situation at saan ba to nag-umpisa? Kasi kung hindi po ganon, basta lang react ka na ng react na lang, kasi nakita mo may problema dyan, react ka agad, magkakasiraan po ng relasyon yan. Believe me. Magkakasiraan ng relasyon because it will be too painful already. Makapagbitiw ka ng mga salita na hindi sana dapat na mabitiwan. Makapagbitiw ka ng mga salita na masakit na rin. At ikaw ay nabitiwan na rin ng salita. Nagkaka-exchange na po ng mga opinion. And that's exactly what happens. That's exactly what happened when we react immediately to a certain problem. Not knowing kung ano ba talaga ang problema. Not knowing kung ano ba ang situation. Not knowing kung saan ba talaga nag-umpisa lahat ito. So if we keep banging our head pag mayroong mga problema na ganun, wala ho. Ang tendency, you will be losing a lot of friends. You will be losing a lot of friends. There will be more relationship na masisira. Okay, number 2. Natingnan niyo po number 2. Explore information and create ideas. Okay. Ngayon, nakuha mo na yung punot dulo. Nakuha mo na yung situations. Nakuha mo na yung scenario. Nakita mo na ang mga people involved dito sa problema. Na-identify mo na bawat isa sa kanila kung sino-sino ba to na nagdulot ng mga problema na to. Now, by the time na ma-identify mo na ngayon yan, it's about time that you're going to explore those information. Ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng explored information? O, mag-imbestiga ka. Mag-imbestiga ka kung etong mga sinasabi nila na nahagilap mo ng mga information, imbestigahan mo kung ito ba ay tama, kung ito ba ay may punto, kung ito ba ay may punto, at kung ito ba ay objective ba na mga statements. Kasi minsan, dito sa mga problem na mag-occur po sa atin na lilitaw, minsan, dahil marami ang nag-a-affirm, akala natin totoo. Always remember ha, hindi ibig sabihin na maraming nag-a-affirm dyan sa idea or dyan sa information na nahagilap mo, ay totoo yan. Dapat ikaw mismo ang makapag-prove na ito ba ay tama? Ito ba ang may punto ba to? Ito ba talaga ang punot dulo ng problema na to? At hindi po dapat isang side lang ang dapat mong mapakinggan sa problema. Dapat po all angles. Okay? Dapat po all angles of the problem should be investigated, should be heard, should be scrutinized. Now, kung hindi mo po i-explore po ang mga information na nahagilap mo, alam mo ano yung kalalabasan yan? Chismis. At pag chismis yan, mali-mali yan pag chismis. Kailan ba naging tama ang chismis? Kailanman hindi nagiging tama ang chismis. Kaya nga tinawag niya chismis eh. Kasi pinapaganda lang, pinapachisi ba? Kaya, maraming mga problema na mas lalong lumaki kasi imbis na maimbestigahan, imbis na maabot ang pinakapuno at dulo ng lahat na to, ang mangyayari, pinapaniwalaan na yung mga pinagsasabi, ayan, tuloy, nagiging chismis na. So you explore the information. All the information na na-receive mo. Hindi ibig sabihin na na-receive mo, pinapaniwalaan mo. Balansihin mo. Kasi na-identify mo na yung problem eh. Nakita mo na yung problema eh. Alam mo na saan ang dulo eh. Alam mo na kung sino ang mga involved eh. Ngayon, nag-iimbestiga ka na, nakakuha ka ng information. Now, dahil alam mo yung pinakapunot dulo ng problema, ngayon, magbalanse ka, mag-analyze ka. Kasi ang approach natin, we want to solve the problem eh. So ngayon, nakalatag na po lahat dyan, ang mga information na kakailanganin mo. Ngayon, mag-isip ka kung paano mo ito re-resolbahin. Ayan, number 2, explore information and create ideas. Yan po yung ibig sabihin dyan. So ngayon, i-explore mo na yung mga possibility. Titingnan mo na, bawat isa. Titingnan mo. Ano kaya ang magiging outcome kung etong solusyon na to ang gagamitin ko? Ano kaya ang posible? You create those possible solutions to the problem that have arise. Punta ka sa number 3. Number 3 is you are going to select the best idea. You are going to select the best idea that could probably solve the problem. And how will you know that it is the best idea? Well, if it doesn't hurt anybody, well, definitely that is the best idea. If it doesn't add more fuel to the fire, then definitely that's the best idea. Pero kung ang napili mo na idea ay mas lalong magdidilaab yung apoy, ay nako, tumawag ka na lang ng bumbero. Kasi lalaki talaga ang apoy niyan. So the best way to identify if that is the best choice you have is when you begin to see that the problem na the solution na napili mo ay ayun, will not hurt anybody, will not add more fuel to the fire. So ibig sabihin, mamamatay talaga yung apoy, mamamatay yung galit. Then eventually, mariresolve. Di ba? Pero by the time na nakapili ka, tingnan mo yung number 4. Build and test the idea. I-build mo muna yung idea na yan at i-test mo muna. Kaya nga sabi ko pa nga when it comes to, kasi with regards to the network, the most common problem that we will face here are character and classing of attitudes. Kaya nga I always say, you go into the middle and isolate both parties. And when you go to the process, explore the idea, information, create possible solution, then build and test the idea. So paano mo siya i-build at paano mo i-test? Now, attempt to talk to each and every one of them. Talk to a few people that may probably, kumbaga, pisil-pisilin mo ba? Ito, ganun. What if ganyan? So magkakaroon ka na ngayon ng responses. Okay, alam ko na. Alam ko na kung paano ko sila kakausapin. That's exactly. You cannot just have a choice of a possible solution and ibato mo agad doon sa person concerned. What if that all along, mas lalong nagagalit? Patay kang bata ka dyan. Number 5, you evaluate the result. Tingnan mo yung resulta sa ginawa mo. And the only way to prove that is that problem is solved and all parties becomes productive. One tip lang in solving problem. Huwag mong piliting maayos agad kung ayaw pa nilang mag-ayos agad. There has to be a point wherein they have to tone down and to calm down. You cannot force the issue na dapat magbati agad, dapat mag-ayos agad, when both the mind and the heart is not yet ready. Timing is everything pa rin. No, timing is everything. Grabe, no? Ganito ang buhay negosyante. Maliban na nag-iisip ka pa na may kliyente ka, nag-iisip ka kung sino yung mabentahan mo, nag-iisip ka kung paano palakihin yung negosyo mo, eto, para ka rin guidance counselor. Para ka rin guidance counselor na ang mga problema ng bawat isa sa network mo ay kailangan mong resolbahin kasi kung hindi mo maresolba, ang balik lahat nito ay sa negosyo mo. So, sino ang mapipilayan eventually? O ikaw pa rin. Ikaw pa rin ang mapipilayan. Ngayon, baka sabihin mo, naku, Sir Jof, ang hirap pala maging isang negosyante. Oo, totoo. Ang hirap maging isang negosyante. Masasaktan ka talaga. Masasaktan ka. Through the years, let me share you my journey. Through the years, for those people na kilala ko or who've been with me for the longest time, I was so reactive in the past. I was so reactive. A little discomfort, a little problem that arises, I'm so reactive. To the point that I make decisions that are not good. And little by little, I begin to understand that ang talo pa rin is ako. Until I begin to understand and to control the things that I can understand and the things that I can control. And that is me. And that is me. For those people who have been with me for the longest time, I believe sila mismo maka-identify na sila na hindi na ako masyadong mainitin ang ulo compared in the previous. Totoo ba? Mag-affirm naman kayo dyan kung totoo. Mag-affirm naman kayo dyan kung totoo. Because I made a lot of mistakes in the past, actually. I made wrong decisions, so many wrong decisions, actually. But at the end of the day, always remember, ayan, tumawa si Miss Novely, no? Kasi totoo, Novs, no? Mas kalmado na ako ngayon compared before. Mas kalmado na ako ngayon compared before. I've learned a lot also. The journey that I took, is, yes, there were mentors along the side, but most of them is actually I've learned it by myself. I had experienced it, the ups and downs of the business. Kaya nga in the mastermind class we have, I am so empathic when it comes to discussion, when it comes to when it comes to sharing, when it comes to seminar. I'm so empathic. It's full of emotion. It's because I've been there. Because I've been there. I'm not sharing you things na I haven't gone through, actually. The things that I've been sharing to you is I have gone it through. No. That's why in the seminars we have, in the trainings we have, there's so much emotions in there. Kasi pinagdaanan ko eh. Pinagdaanan ko. And the reason why I share that to you, because I want you to know that it's okay to make mistakes. Kumbaga, it's okay not to be okay. No? But along the way, just make sure you learn every single bit of mistakes we had. Learn from it. Learn from it. Write it as much as possible. Because the learning points na na nakuha mo, mga learning points na mga dinaanan mo, you'll never forget that. Ayan si Jessa Pato, makuyawan ako basta mo tatak na ang name sa call sa ako cellphone. And that's exactly. Kayo din sa journey po ninyo sa real estate, sa insurance, sino pa po yung mga kasama natin dito sa network marketing business, sa car sales. Marami tayo dito ha. By the way, may mga iba-ibang mga negosyo dito. Si Maminda nasa Unified, no? Tama ba Mamins, no? Unified, no? Unified. May mga J-Store dito, may mga AIM Global din dito. Sa halo-halo nandito, no? Sa mastermind class natin. And that's exactly what I'm telling you. No? That's exactly what I'm telling you. The journey that you're going to take in the entrepreneurial journey, there are things that you will learn not on the seminars, but on the things that you do, your response, your actions, the words that you said. Doon mo makikita ang mga nalalaman mo na hindi mo nakukuha sa mga seminars. And when you are given the opportunity and the chance, when you have people down the line, it will be now your turn to tell the story. It will now be your turn to tell the story. Remember, sa journey natin sa pagiging negosyante, there are so many beautiful stories that are meant to be told. Grabe naman itong mga kulbaan, grabe naman itong mga komentaryo. No? But the journey to become an entrepreneur is exciting. I still choose to be this way. Okay? So this is the loop on how are you going to solve the problem objectively. No? So we're going to set aside the emotions. No? Job, tao tayo eh. Bakit hindi natin gagamitin natin yung emotions? Kasi kung gagamitin mo yung emotions mo, malamang parati kang nagkakamali kasi ang emotion kasi deceptive. Our emotions are deceptive. Things that we feel na tama, actually hindi. There are things that we feel na mali pero tama naman. That's the reason why I always say, when we solve problem, we solve it objectively, not because of what we feel. Kung ano yung feeling mo. Kasi hindi naman talaga pwede na feeling lang yan eh. We have to be objective. When confronted with problems, always remember this. Entrepreneurs, stay calm. Ulitin ko ha. When you are confronted with problems, entrepreneurs should stay calm. Bakit? Because you will never be able to go to the process dun sa problem-solving loop. You cannot go to the process if you are not calm. So kailangan mo na kalmado ka eh. Kasi you need to identify the problem, you need to gather the information if it is true or not, you need to create possible solution, you're gonna try and test the solution, then you're gonna see the result. Na paano mo magagawa yan kung hindi ka kalmado? So if there's one thing that I have learned, is learning to be calm, in which I find hard really. The greatest thing that I have learned all throughout my journey in business is learning to be calm amidst all the reactive problem na meron. Unfortunately, ang hirap gawin to be calm. But kailangan. Okay? But kailangan. Sabi ni Bruce Lee, one of the best lessons you can learn in life is to master how to remain calm. Calm is a superpower daw. Yun ang sabi ni Bruce Lee. Ang ganda ng statement niyo. One of the best lessons you can learn in life is to master how to remain calm. Calm is a superpower. Exactly. No? Marami pong mga maling desisyon sa buhay na nagawa natin dahil ura-urada, dahil mainit ang ulo, dahil hindi pinag-isipan, dahil wala tayong pakialam, dahil galit ako eh. Wala akong pakialam dahil galit ako. May mga ganun tayong personalidad eh. Kasi ganito talaga ako, Sir Joff eh. Pag nagagalit, ganito talaga ako eh. Oo nga, ganyan ka pag nagagalit. Pero ang problema, hindi tama. Di ba? Alam mo guys, ang dami ko nang nakita, ang dami ko nang na-encounter na tao, na parati kong naririnig ang statement na yan talaga, totoo lang. Ang daming beses ko nang narinig yan, na kung tatanungin mo sila, ang isasagot nila sa iyo ay, nagagalit ako, Sir Job, kasi ganito ako eh. Wala naman akong problema kung ganyan ka. Ang problema, yan, mali yan. Ganyan ka nga, pero mali yan eh. So anong nangyari? Galit ka, ganyan ka, nagbubunganga ka, marami nang nasasaktan, imbis marisolba pa ang situation, hindi na marisolba. Nung nabitiwan mo na yung words, nagagalit na rin yung isa, nagagalit din siya pabalik sa'yo, dalawa na kayong galit. Wala, it doesn't solve anything. Di ba? And that's exactly my point. May it be in business or may it be in a personal life, it's the same. It's the same. It's the same. The reason why we're talking about this, siguro magtataka kayo kung bakit pinag-usapan natin ito. Baka sabihin mo, Sir Job, akala ko negosyo pinag-usapan natin eh. Yes, negosyo. Kasi these things happen while you are doing the business. Ano yung mga comment dito? Natatawa ko sa mga comment dito. Pag galit ako, off data para dili mapansin sa Facebook. Yan. Totoo yan. Ngayon, in the advent of the social media, hindi nga kayo nag-iingay, hindi nga kayo nagbubunganga. Saan nyo naman pinapalabas? Hala, post ng post doon Facebook. Yung feeling ng kaaway mo, siya ang pinapatamaan. Anong nangyari? Mas lalong lumala ang problema kasi nakikita niya sa Facebook. Yes, pinost mo kasi, yan. Ako ang pinuntirya mo dyan sa post mo. Anong nangyari? So post ka kagad, may story pa. O nakita nung isa, sinabi yung isa, "Uy, hala ka, siya ba? Nag-post siya. Sa tingin ko ikaw to." Ayan, dumagdag pa. Anong nangyari? Ang isang post na walang kamalay-malay, marami na palang natatamaan. Totoo yan. At minsan, nirarasonan pa ninyo na akin naman tong Facebook, Sir Job. Ako ang may karapatan sa Facebook ko. Oo nga. Ikaw ang may karapatan. Ang problema, mali yan. Hindi ko naman sinabing hindi mo karapatan mo. Pero mali ang karapatan na sinasabi mo. Yun ang point eh. Tayo kasi, we always hide onto idea na karapatan, right? Always remember that our right stops when it begins to hurt other people. Remember that, ha? Our right stops when it begins to hurt other people. Yes, we are entitled to our opinion. Totoo yan. We are entitled to our opinion. Eh, Sir Job, opinion ko naman to eh. I'm entitled to my opinion. Yes, you're entitled to your opinion. However, you are not entitled to hurt other people using your opinion. Di ba? Opinion mo nga yan. Wala namang nangangkin ng opinion na yan eh. Pero, sino bang nagbigay sa iyo ng karapatan na gamitin ang opinion mo para puntaryahin ang isa, siraan ang isa, masaktan ang isa? Wala. Karapatan mo yon. Pero if it hurts other people, remember, your right stops there. Di ba? That's exactly. The reason why I can tell you this is because ako mismo have gone through this. Dumaan ako ba? Dumaan ako sa ganitong mga experiences. Kaya nga, through time, I have learned to manage emotions. Not to react immediately on things that, you know, that might probably hurt other people or probably we might be wrong. Ganun lang. Kaya tama ang sinabi ni Bruce Lee. Tama itong sinabi niya. One of the best lessons you can learn in life is to master how to remain calm. Calm is a superpower. That's the reason why ang daming nag-away dahil lang sa kapopost ninyo sa social media. Yung mga hugot lines, tanggalin na ninyo yan. It will never bring you any good. Believe me. No? Again ha, ulitin ko. Yung habit nyo na kung may sama kayo ng loob na maghugot lines, tanggalin na ninyo yan. Tanggalin na ninyo yan. It will never give you any good. Believe me. It will never give you any good. In fact, kung ikaw ang gumagawa niyan, I'm sorry, but other people is no longer happy and pleased with that. Diba? I'm sorry ha. If you keep doing the hugot lines, I tell you, a lot of people is no longer happy with that. A lot of people is no longer happy with that. Don't go down to their level. Don't stoop down. It won't bring any good. Sabi ni Phil Rico, basin po timing red alert sa puton yun. No. Don't ever use your menstruation to be a justification why you get angry. No? Ladies, ha? Don't use your menstruation as this justification to get angry. Because there has no correlation whatsoever scientifically. There's no correlation and there's no connection even. Yes, there are hormonal changes that might probably cause some few irritation. But remember, this is a cognitive function. Meaning this is the driver. Now, this is the driver that sends signals to the nerves send signal, the brain sends signals to the nerves, to the other organs of the body. So meaning, it's a cognitive function. Okay, ha? It's a cognitive function. Ayan, may naghahana. Oh. Kasi minsan ganun, ginagamit natin yun na reason eh. Na hindi ko napigilan kasi nag-mensa ko ngayon eh. Don't use that. It's no scientific Sabi ni Melo, di lagi siya pero sa puton lagi me. The irritation is caused by the hormonal changes. Explain ko lang ha. The irritation is caused by the hormonal changes. Totoo yan. There is an irritation caused by the hormonal changes when you do your menstruation. But again, actions are not dictated by hormones. Actions are dictated by the brain that sends signal to the nervous system. Di ba? Mao daw na magsapot, sir. Sabi ni ano? Hindi, that's totoo naman. When you are on your menstruation, there is a hormonal changes that causes you to be irritated. That's true. That's very much normal. So your reaction sometimes would really be yun, mainitin ang ulo. But remember, kung mainit ang ulo mo na ikaw lang, walang problema yan. Remember, the action is dictated by the brain. What you do with your init ng ulo, no? What you do with your init ng ulo, yun ang problema actually. Di ba? It's the action, and it is dictated by the central nervous system, the brain. Okay? So, hope we can practice calmness. Sabi ni Bruce Lee. Sabi ni Bruce Lee. Entrepreneurs never uses his emotion in responding to problems, in short. But we use our emotion to show compassion. We use our emotion to show our love. We use our emotion to show how much we care for our people. We use our emotion when passions are exercised in every steps of the way. But we never use emotions in responding to problems. Because if we do use emotions in solving and responding to problem, ang mangyayari, mas lalong magkakagulo. Ang mangyayari is mas lalong magkakagulo. In short, balikan ko lang yung sinabi ko kanina, earlier. The things that surrounds you, external, is the things that you are not in control at. But remember, there is a thing that you are in control. That's your response. And when there are problems that will arise, you have the liberty to choose your response. Either you chose objectively or whether you chose to respond emotionally. If you chose to respond emotionally, chances are you will be addressing it wrongly. Kaya nga, pinakita natin doon sa flow, the problem solving loop, maliwanag doon eh. How are you going to address problem scientifically? Hindi ibig sabihin na I don't want you to feel the emotion. I still want you to feel the emotion. But we are entrepreneurs eh. Any single wrong emotions that you're going to exercise there will greatly affect the people that you work with and the situation that you are at. Grabe ang bana gikan sa work pag abot sa balay walay bugas sa puton dayon patira ng iring. Ganon 'yan. Huh? So we've got to learn how to do it. We've got to practice, We've got to practice. We will encounter a lot actually. The moment you start building your team, the moment downline will come after the other. Pag dumada, alam mo hindi mo ma-feel 'yan. Pag ang downline mo isa, dalawa pa lang. Pero pag ang downline mo medyo parami ng parami yan, unti-unti mong ma-feel yan. Ayay. Unti-unti nang lumilitaw yung mga karakter ng mga tao dito May mga clashing of personality na tayo May mga clashing of ideas na tayo May mga superiority complex na May mga inferiority complex. Lalabas lahat yan. At every time you add more people into the business, into the organization, lumaki ng palaki, the more complicated the relationship becomes, more character surfaces. When Juliet and I started the business, we were just only the two of us. There were just only the two of us. I don't have problems. I keep on selling. She keeps the money. I get my share. No worries. Then I add one person after the other until eventually it grew to become where it is right now. And there were a series of problems that happens along the way. But that's the byproduct of, you know, growth. That's the byproduct of growth. If you wanna grow your business, then be ready in solving the problem. Diba? Because if you won't be ready, you won't build a bigger organization. The reason why we're talking about this, because I am already assuming that you are going to build a bigger network. Okay? This is an exciting journey becoming an entrepreneur, believe me. Okay? Aside from that, you're not going to use your emotion. I want you to be logical in everything about problem solving. Why needs to be logical? Okay. Balikan natin itong pinag-usapan natin kanina. The problem solving loop. Okay. In the problem solving loop, ano yung number one? Identify the problem. Di ba? In the problem solving loop, ang number one is identify the problem. Now, how will you identify the problem if you are not logical? You cannot. If you're going to use your emotion, the tendency is that you will hear more of the pain rather than the objectivity of the problem. So that's the reason why yung sa nauna na statement, sinabi natin na entrepreneurs don't use emotions in solving the problem. Then ano ang dapat gamitin? Ito na ang dapat gamitin. Logic. That's why in number one, you identify the problem. Diba? Identify. Then after you identify, you gather the information. Bakit you need to gather the information? Because you need to investigate kung totoo ba to o hindi. You need to come up with a balanced information. Then after gathering the information, you're going to come up with a possible solution. Pag meron ka ng solution, you are going to test which of the solution kung probably will work. At kung ano yung napili mo, na i-test mo, nakita mo na ito effective. The last one is you are going to see the result that the problem is solved. In the entire cycle, in the entire process, emotion were never part of it. Ulitin ko ha. In the entire process, emotions were never part of it. It was all about logic. Kaya nga sabi ni Bruce Lee, we need to be calm. We need to become kalmado when problem arises. Because kung hindi po kayo kalmado, hindi po kayo makapag-isip ng tama kung paano isolve ang problema na yan. Diba? So, dapat logical. Dapat logical. Napakahirap palang maging entrepreneur, no? Alam mo, habang ginagawa ko ang mastermind class na to, sabi ko sa sarili ko, nadaanan ko lahat to. Hindi ko lubos ma-imagine na ganito pala katindi. Ngayon ko lang siya nakita actually na ganito pala katindi ang journey sa pagiging entrepreneur. Until the time na nilagay ko na talaga sa isang module, sa isang training. Kaya kayo, mga friends, kung ano yung magiging experiences niyo po sa negosyo na meron po kayo, i-remember niyo po lahat yan at i-share niyo po yan sa mga downlines ninyo. Balang araw, makita mo gaano katindi ang pinagdaanan mo. Ikaw mismo ang makakakita doon sa mga dinadaanan mo. Actually. Now, this is how are we going to approach. Okay? Kasi sabi natin dito, we need to be logical, di ba? We need to be logical. Di ba? Nag-create tayo ng problem-solving loop, yung 5 flows. Na ngayon, tingnan natin yung context. Okay? Kasi mag-iimbestiga ka eh. No? You're going to identify the problem. So you're going to start with the general. No? The general problem. Kung ano ba yung pinaka-general perspective na nakikita mo sa problema. Tapos, palalim ka hanggang makuha mo yung specific. Ayan. Tingnan natin dito. Look at here on the right side. It says here, contextualization. Putting the problem into context. Ayan po yung general. Ngayon, may nakita ka na problema. May nag-surface na problema dyan sa team mo. Na ngayon, tingnan mo ang konteksto. Tingnan mo yung overview, tingnan mo po yung rason, tingnan mo yung situation. Pag nakita mo na yung rason, makita mo na yung situation, makikita mo na yung konteksto kung bakit nangyari ang problema na to. So, in gathering the data pala, in gathering the information para mag-solve ang problem, you need to start with the general perspective para makuha mo po yung context. Yung entire story ba? Yung para makuha mo yung buong istorya sa problema na to. Kasi kailangan mo talagang matuhog ang buong istorya ng problema na to. So hindi mo pwedeng isang side lang ang pakikinggan mo. Hindi pwedeng iilang tao lang ang pakikinggan mo. Part ng contextualization is ang pag-identify sa mga tao na involved sa mga problema na to. So ngayon, kung ito ay na-identify mo na ang mga tao na involved sa mga problema na to, then you need to talk to each and every one of the person para you are able to come up with a context kung ano ba talaga yung kabuuan na istorya sa problema na to. So, ngayon, magkakaroon ka na ng general idea. Okay. Now, going down pababa sa specifics, ayan, tingnan nyo po yung segment number 2. Conceptualizing, pointing out the gap in knowledge. Okay. Now, ngayon, sa pagkuha mo ng mga information, kasi kung may problema talaga, always remember, there will be always, as in always, there will always be gap in the information. Kaya nga nagkaroon ng problema kasi may gap. Okay? Now, hear me out. In the entire context of the problem, remember this. Alalahanin mo talaga to. Ang reason kung bakit nagkaroon ng problema, kasi may gap. May kulang ba? May kulang. Kung ito ay person to person na problema, may kulang sa kwento na nagiging rason kung bakit nagagalit yung isa. You get my point? Kasi sabi dito, conceptualizing, point out the gap in knowledge. So ngayon, nag-imbestigar ka kasi. Nag-imbestigar ka, hinanap mo, kumuha ka ng information sa lahat ng mga person involved, sa situation, nakuha mo na. Kung nakuha mo talaga lahat, kasi yun ang general eh. Kung nakuha mo talaga lahat, kung meron talagang totoong problema, may gap yan. May kulang sa kwento. Kasi kung walang kulang, walang source ng possible problem. Tama po ba? Napipicture nyo ba? Nare-relate ninyo? That's exactly the reason why merong away. Because there is a kulang. We don't attack problems in terms of solving, ha? We don't attack problems right at the surface because we really don't know the entire story yet. That's the reason why we come up with a process. Then we come up with a logical approach. Okay? Then let's go to the third one. When you are able to identify the gap, that is the time that you will be able to resolve the problem. Because alam mo na, no? Alam mo na ang rason kung bakit nagkakaganito to, kasi may kulang, may gap, at ngayon, alam mo na kung paano yan i-address. Tama po ba? Kasi you've got to address it head on. And the only way for you to address it is when you are able to identify the gap. Because if you cannot really identify the gap, there is no point in solving it because walang problema kasi walang gap eh. No, yan ang sinabi, resolving how to bridge the gap. Yan ang sinabi ni Sir Robert. Kasi ngayon, nakikita mo na eh. Ito pala ang rason. Ito pala yung culprit kung bakit nagkagaganito kami ngayon. Di ba? So you're going to bridge the gap. Resolution. Resolve mo na. Di ba? Hindi pwedeng gawin yan with emotions. When you do that with emotions, tataob tayo dyan. Okay? So, ito lang po yun, guys. I'm not saying na ito na talaga to. I'm not saying that this is the ultimate way to solve it, to approach it. But I still suggest that you've got to learn it your way. No? You got to learn it your way. Okay? Tuloy tayo. Number 3D, no? Entrepreneurs are flexible and ready to make adjustment if needed. We adapt. When problems surface, one of the most distinct characteristic of an entrepreneur is we are flexible. We adapt. Because in the other hindsight, entrepreneurs absorb also all the negativity, all the positivity. Inaabsorb din po niya lahat yan. Alam mo, through the years, I begin to understand that although we make some regulations and rules in our life, it cannot be hard and steadfast rules. Because there are really cases and situations that we've got to adapt to whatever scenario na meron. And one of that is when we are trying to solve problems. In our organizations, in your network, in your team, flexibility will always be required of you. The temper that you're going to use, the person that you're going to be talking to. Kung ang isa kausap mo, medyo mainitin ang ulo, you should learn to be calm. Yung isa naman, medyo hard-headed, you need to, of course, extend the patience that you need to extend. And you've got to really adapt to whatever you're facing at. Or else, it will always be a contradiction of personality, character, and attitude. And if you are always in the contradiction side, there's no way that you will be able to solve problems. Hindi mo talaga ma-resolve yan. Diba? sabi ni sabi ni Coach Minda, pride is the hardest thing to eat. That's true. That's the hardest. Part of the adaptability is to swallow our pride. Yeah? You know what? Don't you worry about this. We all gonna learn it also. We all gonna learn it anyway. But it's better that we talk about it. At least we will be able to know how are we going to respond. How are we going to respond? That's the beauty of network marketing. We will be dealing with people organically. Different personality, character, attitude, different influences. Everything is different. Huh? Entrepreneurs, sometimes, in order not to be drained in solving the problem, sometimes you've got to delegate. Now here, remember this. Not all problems, as a leader, not all problems that surface should be addressed by you. Remember that our leadership has layers. Okay, remember, our leadership has layers. In fact, that would be very much obvious in the hierarchy of the marketing plans. Now, because there are layers, there are problems that are meant not to be solved by you as the leader, but probably meant to be solved by the direct upline. Di ba? And because nakikisaw-saw ka parati, mas lalong lumalaki ang problema. Why not allow it to solve right at the first line of defense? Ano ba yung first line of defense? Yung direct upline ho. Yun po yung first line of defense. Kasi kadalasan ang leader, feeling kasi natin na lahat ng problema natin down the line ay problema natin na dapat tayong mag-solve. Hindi ho. We've got to learn to delegate things, especially in matters of solving problems. Kasi pinag-usapan natin ngayon about solving problem. Yes, we've got to delegate. If there's a need na they need to resolve issues down the line na sila-sila, then they have to resolve it. When hindi na nila kaya na ma-resolve na sila-sila na, that's the time that we come in. Kasi minsan, pag tayo ka-come in tayo agad-agad, mas lalong mamumblema. Kasi pasok tayo ng pasok na hindi naman natin alam ang buong istorya. Di ba? And remember, if there's anybody that has a direct responsibility over our people, that is the direct upline. Ulitin ko if there is anybody that has the direct responsibility over our people, it's not actually us. It's actually the direct upline. Si direct upline. Well, pag hindi nila na-resolve, hindi nila nabigyan ng solution, saka tayo papasok. Kasi kung papasok tayo agad-agad, mas lalo magkakagulo. Ako, maraming beses na ako napahamak sa mga ganong situation. Pasok ng pasok agad, hindi pa alam ang buong problema. Then today I learned to, identify things na, resolbahin nyo muna. Kasi baka maayos kayo dyan Tuturuan natin paano resolbahin. and let them do it para they will learn how to do it by themselves. Because we're teaching our downlines to do what we are doing. Eh. And if we keep doing what they are supposed to be doing, wala tayong duplication dyan. Wala tayong leverage dyan. Di ba? We've got to, we've got to teach and allow them the things that they should be doing. So delegate, no? This is even true to other aspect. This is even true, more true in problem solving. Okay? Then we empower. When you teach your people, no? When you teach your people, the next one is empower. When you teach your people, when you delegate something for them in order for them to solve the problem, well, empower them as well. Don't just delegate them, empower them, give them some authority to resolve things. Kasi kung ang authority ay nasa sayo lang ang always, they will never be able to exercise the fullest of that delegation. Kailangan kasi niya ma-exercise ang full authority doon sa dinelegate mo eh. So kaya i-empower mo. Bigyan mo siya ng chance na siya ang magmaneho, siya ang mag-decide, siya ang mag-come up ng resolution. That's how you empower people. Allowing them to do it. Because if you're not going to empower them, can you just imagine? If you have a network of 2,000 people, how would you do that? Na ikaw lahat talaga, lahat na lang. You will never be able to be effective. You will never be effective. Hindi ka talaga magiging effective. Believe me or not. Let's say for example, dito sa organization ko sa real estate, a network of around 8,000 people. Paano ko mahahandle lahat 'yan? Hindi ko mahahandle lahat 'yan. The only manageable people that I can handle at the given time are the leaders. And that's why we empower them. Let them fly. Tama yung sinabi ni Coach Minda, oh. Let them fly. Let them flip their wings. Because sooner or later, each and every leaders we have down the line will also experience problems in different forms and in different kinds. So when we delegate it to them, we empower them. And the last one is we're going to monitor the result of the solutions taken, the outcome. Now, di ba, sabi ko po kanina, dalawang bagay lang to eh. It's either you're part of the problem or you're part of the solution. But as an entrepreneur, we were never part of the problem. We are always part of the solution. And when we go to the process of solving the problem, we always check the outcome and we always monitor the outcome or the results of the solutions that we took. If it worked or if it didn't work. If it worked, then good. If it didn't work, then we'll probably change the way we handle it. At the end of the day, what is important is that problems are solved. It doesn't matter who is right or who is wrong. What matters is that it is resolved. Leaders never causes division. Leaders are supposed to unite people. Remember that. In spite of the differences among our teams, among our people, the leader remains to be the solid fulcrum in all of this. As long as the leader remains intact, the entire member of the team does remain intact as well. The only time that your organization will be shaken is when leadership is shaken. So if you wanted to establish a strong organization, if you wanted to establish a strong business, let it begin with you. And above all, you model it. Above all, you model it. In the mastermind class that we are putting into, we're putting all the possible learnings that we can share into this small community. And in fact, we are opening our doors to all other business person that will join. Why? It is because there's a lot of people out there that are also struggling for business. Yeah? Think of solutions. That's one of the landmarks of an entrepreneur. One of the landmarks of an entrepreneur. Okay. bago ho ako mag bago ako mag-raffle. May raffle tayo ngayon. Sorry nga pala last Saturday. I was really so tired last Saturday that I forgot. I was from Balamban. I rushed out to Toledo. And I was really so tired. Sorry. So babawi ako ngayon. Babawi ako ngayon. So before we're going to do the raffle, ito lang no. The Pinoy Homepreneur Mastermind class is open for everybody. If you have friends coming from a different industry, different businesses, let them join here. This is free for everyone. We have people here coming from different network marketing companies. We have people here na nasa insurance, nasa car sales. We have people here from insurance industry, from real estate industry, and we have a lot of people coming from different uh, ano, industry. Bring them here. Bring them here. Let them learn. Let them learn. The reason why I ask them to I ask you to to bring them here, it's because they need mentors. No, they need mentors. Unfortunately, probably they were not able to find mentors. Kahit na lang sa ganitong pagkakataon ay magiging mentor tayo nila, no? We can be their mentors, no? So bring them in, no? Bring them in so that we can share, no? We can share to them what we have learned. Wala namang bayad to, no? Walang bayad to, libre to, no? Libre to. So you might as well maximize it. Okay? So I'll just have some few announcements before I'm just going to make some few announcements. Okay. Now, this coming Thursday, we will be having our The Circle. This actually happens every first and third Thursday of the month, and this is at 8 p.m. via Zoom. No, so this coming Thursday po yan. Okay, this coming Thursday. Next is on Saturday. This is my personal invitation to you. I will be having my real estate business opportunity seminar, and this happens 9:45 in the morning. This is also via Zoom, no? Links are also provided for this one. And Saturday as well, evening at 8 p.m. No, this is actually twice a week. This is Wednesdays and Saturday, 8 p.m. Dito po sa Pinoy Homepreneur FB Group Live, I am sharing the JStore business opportunity as well. So, take note of these following schedules. Take note of these following schedules. And if you do have friends that that wants to join our mastermind class, that's every Monday and Tuesday as well. No, our mastermind class. Okay. So today ay magkakaroon po tayo ng raffle. Okay, raffle. Ano ba yung ira-raffle natin? Wala. Ay, wala dito sa slide na to siguro. Anyway, for those people that are new here, yung bago pa lang po, nais ko pong magpakilala po sa inyo. Ako po si Joffrin Villasencio. At pwede niyo po akong tawaging si Coach Joff. No? I'm a businessman by occupation, teacher by profession, and I'm a pastor by vocation. I'm currently the president and CEO of the 818 Premier Properties Incorporated, and at the same time, the mission director for global missions through Marketplace. You have my number there on the screen, no, 0933-822-0980. By the way, we will be coming up with our Pinoy Homepreneur Mastermind shirt, and I think it will be available sometime this July. No, the Pinoy Homepreneur Mastermind shirt will be available sometime this July kasi pinagawa na natin to. So we will have our shirt para sa ano natin, sa community po natin, para sa community natin. Okay, so sandali ready ko muna para pang raffle natin. Saan ba yon? Okay, ito, share screen. Home tab, picker wheel. Ayan. Ewan ko kung nakikita na ba. Nakikita na, no? Palaki natin. Ayan. Okay. Ayan, no? Nakikita na. By the way, ang mapapanalunan po ngayong gabi ay 10 winner na tigwa 100 pesos na load. Plus, yung libro ni Mr. Chinkitan na How I Make My First Million in Direct Selling. So may isang libro. Okay? 10 na winner para sa raffle. Tapos, doon sa load po yan. Tapos, isa na winner para sa libro. Okay. So may ang mga nag-join po nito, ang kasali po sa raffle na to ay ang nag-join po kailan ba to? Nakalimutan ko. Wednesday ata to yun, no? Wednesday. No, Wednesday. Okay. So, sandali, kuha muna ako ng ballpen at papel. Okay. Sige. Bago po natin paikutin ang ruleta na yan, nais ko lang pong magtanong, may natutunan po ba kayo sa lesson natin sa gabi na to? At kung meron naman kayong natutunan, pwedeng paki-share po diyan sa comment section sa baba. Kahit isa lang po. Isang 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 bagay lang na kahit isang bagay po na natutunan niyo po tonight, no? Kung ano yung mga natutunan po ninyo tonight. Meron po ba? Meron po ba kayong natutunan sa gabi na 'to? Patience, sabi ni Jolene, patience. Stick to the process. Yes, sir. Sugod na ta. Di na ko mag-post o pagpahungaw. Meron, sir. Be calm is so powerful. Yan, Jerry Amora, anger management. Be mindful of your actions. Ayan, no? Be calm is a superpower. Totoo yan. Be calm is a superpower. Pag kalmado ka, superpower po yan. Be calm is a superpower. Respect each other differences. Be calm. Be calm, no? Learn to stay calm, improving people. Okay. So, ang unang, pag wala po dito, wala na po diyan, hindi po niya ma-claim po yung kasi absent siya. So, okay. So, 10 winners ng 100 peso cellphone load ang unahin natin, tapos ang last is yung libro ni Mr. Chinkitan na How I Earn My First Million in Direct Selling. Okay? So, let's start with the first. For 100 peso load. Ito na. Ayan, umiikot at umiikot at umiikot. Ayan, umiikot. Sabi ni Novelin, control emotion. Ayan, ang nanalo, si Leia Ligaspe. Nandito ba si Leia ngayon? Paki-acknowledge kung present ba si Leia. Paki-acknowledge please kung present ba si Leia. So magbilang tayo, no? 1. Nandiyan ka ba, Leia? 2. Leia, nandiyan ka ba? 3. Leia, 4. Leia, 5. Leia, 6. Hello, Leia, 7. Hello, Leia, 8. Ayan, nandyan si Leia. Leia Legaspi. Ayan, nakahabol si Leia. Okay. Ayan, nakahabol si Leia. Siguro nakatulog to si Leia, no? Nakatulog si Leia. Sige, number 2. Pangalawang winner. Pangalawang winner natin sa 100 peso cellphone load. Ikot, paikot-ikot. Ayan. Si Maribel Cowley. Nandito ba si Maribel ngayon? Nandito ba si Maribel? Nasaan si Maribel? Wala pa. Nasaan si Maribel? Saan ka ba, Maribel? Ayan si Maribel. Nako, wag kayong tutulog-tulog diyan, ha? Maribel. Okay. Sige. Thank you. Congratulations. And we're speeding up the third winner, no? Third winner ng 100 peso cellphone load. Ito. Ikot. 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 Ayan. Si Chinania Tuazon. Nandito ba si China? Hello, si China. Nandito ba ngayon si China? Si China nakita ko kanina, pero I don't know kung nandito pa ba si China ngayon. Nandito ba si China? Oh, magbilang tayo. 1. China, nandiyan ka ba? 2. Hello, China. 3. China. 4. Hello, China. 5. China. Nandiyan ka ba, China? 6. Hello, China. 7. Hello, China. 8. Naku, wala pa si China. Hello, China. 9. Hello, China. 9.5. Grabe. Lagyan pa natin ng 9.5. 9.75. Wala talaga. 10. Ay, wala si China. So, draw tayo ulit, ha? Pangatlo, wala. China, sorry, China, ha? Makikita mo naman to sa live, eh. Ayan. Ikot, 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 guys. Ikot, 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 ikot. Yan. Paikot, ikot. Eto, nakita ko to kanina, pero I'm not sure if nandito pa. Si Samuel Krita. Samuel, nandito ka ba, Samuel? Hello, Samuel. Naka-login ba si Samuel natin dito ngayon? Si Erin Krita, kanina nakita ko. Pero si Samuel, I'm not sure kung nandito ba si Samuel. So magbilang tayo ulit. 1. Sam, nasaan ka ba? 2. 3. 4. Nasaan ka ba, Sam? 5. Sam, nasaan ka na? 6. Sam, nasaan ka na? 7. Sam, nasaan ka na? 8. Sam! Sam! Ay, dapat si Sam nakalagin, hindi si Erin. Dapat si Sam nakalagin. Sorry, Erin. Dapat si Sam nakalagin talaga. Nasaan ba si Sam? Erin, sorry. Dapat si Sam ang nakalagin. 9. Nasaan ba si Sam? 9.5. Lagyan natin ng half. 9.75. 10. Ay, I'm sorry, Sam. Kasi kailangan ikaw talagang mag-login. Sam, hindi pwedeng magkatabi lang kayo. Dapat ikaw talaga. Okay. Next. Pangatlo pa to. Ayan, ikot, 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 ikot. Si Wendell. Nandito ba si Wendell Miranda? Nandito ba si Wendell? Hello, Wendell. Nandito ba si Wendell Miranda? Nasaan ba si Wendell Miranda? 1. Wendell, magpakita ka. 2. Pakita ka, Wendell. 3. Wendell. 4. Wendell. 5. Wendell, nasaan ka ba? 6. Wendell, nasaan ka na? 7. Wendell, nasaan ka na? 8. 9 ako, Wendell. 9 na tayo, Wendell. 9.5, Wendell. 9.75, Wendell. Ay nako, 10. Wala talaga si Wendell. Okay, next. Marami pa to. Nasa pangatlo pa tayo, guys, ha? Nasa pangatlo. Kaya ikot, 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 ikot. Sa tingin ko may mananalo na ngayon. Eto, nakikita ko to. Rimilin Kadusali. Rimilin Kadusali, nandyan ba si Rimilin? Rimilin, are you there? Minention to kanina ni Sheila Escasinas eh. Marilyn, are you there? Bremelyn, o bilang tayo. 1, 2, 3, 4, Remelin. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9.5. 9 3/4. 10. Grabe, wala pa rin. Nakita ko to kasi to kanina eh, si Remelin eh. Okay. Pangatlong load pa rin tayo ha. Ayan, ikot ng ikot ng ikot. Ikot ng ikot, 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 ikot. Ayan! May nanalo na. May nanalo na ba dyan? Melchora Berdan, may nanalo na ba? Nandyan pa ba or wala na? O, magbilang tayo. 1. Nasaan ka na, Mel? 2. Ayan, nandyan na. Yay pa. Okay. Number 3. So, may third winner na. Okay. Fourth winner na tayo ng 100 pesos load. Ito, paikot-ikot ulit. Ikot, 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 ikot. Ikot, ikot, ikot. Paikot-ikot, paikot-ikot, paikot-ikot. Geraldine Condis. Nandito ba si Geraldine Condis? Geraldine Condis. Minention to kanina. Nakita ko, minention to. Ewan ko kung nandyan ba. Nakita ko tong pangalan na to kanina, minention. Pero I'm not sure kung nandyan. Geraldine Condis. Magbilang tayo. 1, 2. Geraldine, nasaan ka ba? 3, 4. Ano ba, Geraldine? Gumising ka. 5, 6. Geraldine, nasaan ka? 7. Geraldine, 8. Geraldine, 9. 9.5. 9 3/4. Ay, nako, wala pa rin. Ayan. Grabe. Sige, next. Pang-apat pa to, ha? Ikot, 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 guys. Ikot, 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 ikot. Paikot, ikot. Si Jerry, nakita ko to kanina. Si Jerry Amora. Jerry, nandyan ka pa ba, Jerry? Jerry, nandyan ka pa ba? Nag-comment to kanina si Jerry eh. Sure ako eh. Jerry, nasaan ka na, Jerry? Magbilang tayo ulit. 1. Ayan. Nag-acknowledge agad, oh. Sinakita ko to kanina eh. Okay. Pang-5. Pang-5 winner. Pang-5 winner tayo. Pang-5. Pang-5 na winner. Si Maricel Sunggahid. Nakita ko rin to. Ewan ko lang kung nandyan pa ba, gising pa ba. Baka nag-answer ng module, gising pa to. Maricel. Magbilang ako, Maricel, ha. Bilisan mo. 1, 2. Ayan, present agad, oh. Iniwan yung module. Iniwan ni Maricel yung module. Okay, number 6. 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 Pang-6. Jessafat. Sure ko, nandito si Jessafat. Pero baka umalis na rin. Jessafat, nandiyan ka pa ba? 1. Hello, Jessafat. 2. Jessafat, nasaan ka ba? 3. Jessafat. 4. Jessafat. Ayan, nandyan na. Jessafat. Naghaha na. Okay. Sige. Okay na yung haha. Jessafat, pang 6, no? Ayan. Sino kaya makatanggap ng libro, no? Sino kaya makatanggap ng libro? Number 7, pang 7. Pang 7 load. Pang 7, pang 7. Pang 7, pang 7, pang 7. Si Jonathan Delgado. Si Marivic nakita ko. Si Jonathan hindi ako sure. Si Marivic nakita ko, si Jonathan hindi ako sure. Pero nakita ko to minention. So Jonathan, nandiyan ka ba ngayon? Magbilang tayo ulit. Tawagin natin si Jonathan. Jonathan, halika na dito. Number 1. Jonathan. Number 2. Jonathan. Number 3. Yoo-hoo! Jonathan. Number 4. Jonathan. Number 5. Yoo-hoo! Woo-hoo! Number 6. Jonathan. Number 7. Jonathan. Jonathan. Ayan. Nandyan si Jonathan. Kasi nakita ko to kanina talaga eh. Muntik na. Ayan. Okay. Pang-8. Thank you, John. Nakita na kita. Ayan. Next. Pang-8. Yan, si Buena. Sure ako, nandito yan si Buena. Sure ako, nandito si Buena. Pero ewan ko lang, baka nakatulog na. Buena, nandiyan ka pa ba? Buena. Hello, Buena. Buena, Manu. 1, 2, 3. Buena, Manu. 4. Buena. 5. Nasaan ka na ba, Buena? 6. Ayan, nandyan si Buena. Kasi nakita ko to talaga si Buena. Sure ako nito kanina eh. Baka nag-answer din ng module to si Buena. Baka kaya natagalan. Okay. Pang-siyam. Okay, pang-siyam na load. Si Emil Rose Rafael. Hindi ko nakita kanina to, pero hindi lang ako sure. Pero tawagin na lang natin. Emil Rose Rafael, nandito ka ba? Ibilang tayo ha. 1, 2, 3. Emil, nasaan ka ba? 4. Iwan mo muna yung module. 5. Emil. 6. Yuhu! Emil. 7. Yuhu! 8. Ano ba, Emil? Ang bagal-bagal mo. Emil, 9. 9.5. Wala rin. 9.3/4. Wala talaga. 10. Wala na, sayang. Sige, bola tayo ulit. Another winner. Pang-siyam na winner ng load. Pang-siyam na winner ng load. Pang-siyam. Alam ko, sure ako, nandito siya. Pero baka umalis na rin. Si Maysil Kalumba. Maysil, nandiyan ka pa ba? Iwan mo muna yung module. Sandali. Maysil, nandiyan ka na ba? Magbilang tayo. 1, 2, yuhu! 3, yuhu! 4, yuhu! 5, yuhu! 6, yuhu! Maysil! 7, Maysil! 8. Ayan. Saan ka ba galing, Maysil? Ang tagal-tagal mo, ha? Saan ka ba? Naglalaba ka ba dyan, Maysil? Ayan, pang 9 si Maysil. Okay. Ayan. Pang 10. Pang 10 na cellphone load. Pang 10 na cellphone load. Pang 10. Ay, sure ako, nandito to. Si Allen Ortega, nandito to kanina. Allen. Allen, nasaan ka, Allen? Nasaan ka, Allen? Sure ako, nandito si Allen kanina. Nakita ko to si Allen eh. Nasaan nga ba si Allen? Bilang tayo. 1. Allen, 2. 3. 4. Allen, nasaan ka na ba? 5. Allen, 6 na to, Allen, ha? Allen, 7. Ayan, nandyan si Allen. Okay, 10, no? 10 na nga load. By the way, guys, ipopost ko po ang mga names ng mga winners dyan po sa Pinoy Homepreneur na grupo. Tapos kung saan po ako nag-post ng winners, please doon po kayo mag-comment ng mga numbers ninyo na pwede nating loadan. By the way, bukas ko na to ipalo-load kasi yung taga-load bukas pa eh. Ha? Pero i-post ko tong pangalan, mag-comment kayo doon kung saan po siya nakapost. Okay. So ngayon, mag-raffle tayo doon sa winner ng libro ni Shinkitan. Sorry. Inom na akong water. Okay. Ang mapapanalunan nito ay libro ni Mr. Chinkitan, How I Made My First Million in Direct Selling. Pag ikaw yung nanalo, bigyan mo po ako ng address mo kasi ipapi-deliver natin ito straight dyan sa bahay mo. Okay? Kung ikaw ang mananalo, ipapa-deliver natin straight doon sa bahay mo ang libro or sa address na kung saan mo ipapa-deliver. Okay? Ayan, si China ngayon lang nagising. Nako, si China. Nanalo sana si China. Nag-a-answer pa kasi ito ng module eh. So, yun. Okay. Okay, let's draw the winner for the book. Okay. Winner for the book. Ikot, 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 ikot. Whoa, whoa. Ikot, ikot. Winner for the book. Winner for the book. Ayan, si Sir Jocelyn Ongtaongko. Nandito pa ba si Sir Jocelyn? Okay, magbilang ako. 1. Dire-diretso na to ha kasi malaking presyo. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wala na. No, wala na. Okay, draw tayo ulit. Draw tayo ulit for the next winner na magiging winner. Okay. Ikot, 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 ikot. Paikot, ikot. Paikot, ikot. Sino kaya to? Hala! Nandito kaya si Marites de la Cruz? Nakita ko to kanina, sure ako. Magbilang tayo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ay, sayang hindi nakaabot si Sir Jocelyn, no? Si Mama Rites din hindi nakaabot. Sorry. No, magbibilang po tayo. Pag hindi po kayo nakaabot, magbobola tayo ulit. Okay? So, sayang. Ikot tayo ulit. Ikot, ikot, ikot. Ikot, ikot. Sino kaya to? Marivic Delgado. Nandito si Marivic. Nasa Palawan to si Marivic eh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ayan. Nandito si Marivic. Nag-acknowledge na si Marivic. Ayan. Congrats to me. Okay. Congratulations, Marivic, no, for winning the book ni Mr. Chinkitan. How I made my first million in direct selling. Okay, okay. So, congratulations to all the winners, no? Congratulations to all the winners. Okay. So, ngayon, para sa linggo na to, okay, ganun din, may load at saka may item din po tayo. Siguro dadagdagan natin to ng additional na mga item, no? Dadagdagan natin ng additional item ang iraraffle natin para paganda ng paganda. Pero ito yung magiging mechanics natin. Okay. Ngayon, Lunes, ang session ko ay 4. Lunes, Martes, Miyerkules, at saka Sabado, gabi, alas 8 lahat, yung alas 8 lang. Alas 8. Lunes, Martes, listen out here. Lunes, Martes, Miyerkules, at Sabado. Ang magiging bola natin is ngayong Sabado. Okay? Magra-raffle tayo ngayong Sabado. May mga items din gaya nito na inano natin ngayon. May mga items. Okay? Book or ano ba, shirt. Kung matatapos na po yung ito, ipapakita ko sa inyo yung shirt, no? Ipapakita ko po sa inyo. Sama yung shirt. Ipapakita ko po sa inyo yung shirt na ayan, ito. Okay. Papakita ko po sa inyo. Kung nagawa na po na to, kasali to sa raffle. Okay? Pag nagawa po to, kasali to sa raffle sa Sabado. Okay. So, ngayon po ganito po yung gawin natin. Ito po yung magiging mechanics. So, ang makakasali sa raffle ay ang present lang po ng Monday, Tuesday, at Wednesday. Kasi ang bola natin is Sabado. So, kung present ka sa 3 day na yan, kasali ka sa raffle. Okay. Maliwanag ha? Ang makakasali sa raffle, ang mag-join ng Monday, Tuesday, at Wednesday. Ang raffle natin, Sabado. Okay ha? Ang raffle is Sabado. Dapat perfect attendance ka. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, alas 8 ng gabi, ang raffle is Sabado. Si Sir Jocelyn, yes sir, ikaw ang unang natawag pero hindi ka nakaabot sa bilang. Dalawa kayo ni Marites. Nagbilang tayo ng 1 to 10, di ka nakaabot. Si Marites din, nagbilang tayo ng 1 to 10, hindi rin nakaabot. So pag nag-raffle po tayo, dapat naka-tune in po kayo talaga, nakatutok sa atin. No? Kasi yung ano talaga, may window lang tayo na magbibilang. Okay? So ngayon, para sa attendance sa gabi na to, please pakisulat po. Kaya please pakisulat po ang complete name in capital letters sa comment section sa baba. Doon po sa gustong sumali sa raffle ngayong Sabado, dapat present kayo. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, alas 8 ng gabi po yan. No, Monday ngayon, present kayo. Tuesday, present din. Wednesday, present din. Pag Sabado, raffle tayo. Okay? So, pakisulat po yung complete name ninyo in capital letters. Diyan po sa comment section sa baba. Isang beses lang po ninyo isulat. Pero dapat present kayo ha. Monday, ngayon, present. Bukas, alas 8, present din. Wednesday, alas 8, present din. Okay? Tapos ang raffle natin sa Sabado. Okay? So bukas po, maglo-load tayo doon sa mga winners. Ipopost natin ang winners ngayon. Tapos yung winner ng libro, ipapadala po natin straight po sa address ng bahay po ninyo. Okay? Tapos pag nag-raffle tayo, dapat nakatutok talaga kayo dyan sa cellphone ninyo para makapag-reply kayo agad. Kasi pag hindi po kayo nakapag-reply agad, mag-count lang po tayo 1 to 10 eh. Count tayo ng 1 to 10, tapos kung hindi po kayo nakaabot, kanina sayang, no? Tinawag natin si Sir Joselyn, tapos tinawag din natin si Marites, hindi nakaabot ang dalawa eh. Ang nakaabot talaga si Marivic Delgado. Okay. Ayan. So tapos na po ba para wala po tayong makalimutan, no? Para po makapag-join lahat. Ayan. Yung iba po, pakiano pa po, no? Ito si China talaga, nanghinayangan ako din. Kasi tinawag yung ano niya, nang nalo siya sana. Pero wala si China kanina, nag-answer ng module. Ayan, sino pa? Sino pa? And by the way, ganito guys ipaalam ko, mag-check attendance tayo bukas alas 8. So, ang checking of attendance natin sa mga maka-join sa raffle, alas 8. Sa pagbukas talaga ng FB Live. So, kung wala kayo sa alas 8, hindi kayo makakasali sa raffle. So, dapat pagbukas natin, nandiyan kayo para mag-check attendance tayo agad. No? Para sa raffle. Okay? Para sa raffle, para attendance natin sa raffle. Pwede, bigyan ko kayo ng chance, siguro mga 15 minutes after, mag-check attendance tayo. Parang ganon. Okay. So, nakasulat na po ba lahat? Okay. Thank you very much for joining with us and I hope may natutunan kayo. Hindi lang po ang raffle ang pinupunta nyo dito. Ang raffle po ay lang po natin, pangpasaya. Pero ang importante po ang mga natutunan po ninyo sa mga sessions po natin. Yun ang importante sa akin. Thank you and God bless you all. Bye-bye!